How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video on Coaster Extra. In today's video, I'm going to be giving a review of the Swarm at Thorpe Park Resort in the UK. It's a B&M wing coaster and it is such a good ride. Now, just before we get into it, however, please remember that if you enjoy watching my videos, you should subscribe so that you never miss another one. It also really helps out the channel, so that would be really appreciated. Now, without any further ado, we're going to get straight into this review. Okay, so as I mentioned, it is a B&M wing coaster, which means the seats are on either side of the track. So just take that into account when listening to this video, because some things may be different slightly depending on where you sit, because they're just very different experiences. The left side and the right side, everything about it is just very different. Okay, so we're going to start with, of course, the lift hill. Now, as you're going up this lift hill, you get really, really good views across the park and also of London, because this is a theme park situated in London. And the peak of this lift hill is 127 feet, which makes it one of the tallest rides in the park. And this gives some really great views and is just a really, good build up to the ride. Now we have the drop. So this is a wing over drop. This basically means that it flips you over 180 degrees, which means you're upside down and then you go down the drop. And this is such a good element. Probably one of the best on the ride, if not the best. And you just get so much hang time if you're in that front row. But if you're in that back row, then you get whipped over this drop. And it's really, really good fun. On both the front and the back row. It's more intense in the back row, but that doesn't mean it's better. Now, at the bottom of this drop, you go under a plane wing. It's a really nice head chopper element. And then we go into the second inversion of the ride, a 0G roll. Now, this is a really fun element. It leads into a billboard after you come out, which is a really cool keyhole element. So all around you, there is just banner and it feels like you're just smashing through it, which is really cool. Now you go into an inclined loop, which is the third inversion. You get some good G-forces on this element, and it is also quite intense because it's quite a, tight element with it being a turn. And then that leads into a banked turn, which it goes over a little lake. And this is really cool because you can stretch your hand out and it feels like you're about to touch this water, which is it's really fun actually. It feels like you're so close even though you're not. But it feels like you can just almost touch it, Then that bank turn leads straight into a corkscrew, which is the fourth inversion of the ride. And this corkscrew actually threads through the inclined loop. So it goes through the middle of it, which is quite cool. You get a little bit of hang time on this. It's not the most intense element of the ride. It's more focused on just looping that coaster around. But nevertheless, it is very fun. This leads into a steep banked turn to the left, where you actually go under the billboard that you just went through. If you're in the left-hand seats, then you'll get a really good head chopper. If you're in the right hand, not so much, but still good on either side. You go round and you go over the station where you started in and do an inline twist, which is basically a full flip of your train. And this is so much fun. This is a really good element of this ride. Wherever you are sitting, you get so much hang time. You are just hanging out of your seat this whole inversion. And it is so much fun because you're above the station watching everyone load and just looking up at you, going okay, I'm going to be on that in a minute. And it's a really fun element. One of the best on the ride again. And this leads you into the brake run and then round a little turn and then into the final brake run, which is the end of the ride, of course. But that's not all there is to this ride. There is so much more that just adds, to it, to the experience. So, first of all, this coaster is actually situated on an island. Its very own island. It means you have to cross a bridge to get over to it, which is actually a really nice feature, It works well. It separates the ride from the rest of the park, and it means it can be suitable for its own theme. And this ride is themed to basically an apocalypse where these alien-like creatures have come and they've ravaged the world, and they've been sweeping people up into the skies, taking planes, crashing them, and it's basically the theme of this coaster is that you're being taken up by these alien creatures and like swung around in the air, which is actually, it's like they've taken you on their journey through this destruction, which is actually quite a cool theme. It's based on the film of The Swarm, of course, which isn't actually my favourite film, but that doesn't mean the ride's not good. And yeah, so it's on an island. There's the plane wreck, so some theming elements I'm going to talk about now. There's the plane wreck that I talked about, where you pass under the wing on the bottom of the drop. There's also another separate part to that plane. There is a telephone box which occasionally rings, and it's like upside down, and it's smashed into the ground, like there's all this destruction. There's an ambulance which is like completely overturned, kind of. It's like sticking out of the ground. There's like stretchers coming out of it. Oh, it's so cool. There's a fire engine that occasionally, well, at least it used to, shoot out fireballs as a pyrotechnics effect sometimes as the ride was going round, which is so cool. Yeah, and just adds to it. And also just the station in general, it's themed to basically a church that's been completely wrecked by these creatures, which is so cool. It's like so interesting queuing for this ride, because you're just discovering all this wreckage. There's like TV screens everywhere broadcasting like fake news channels that are like saying the end is here, and also like things like get indoors, these creatures are coming, and it's really cool. It adds to the experience. And actually, at the current time of the recording, the Swarm is my favourite roller coaster that I have ever ridden. I will update this in a pinned comment in the comment section if this changes, so that you know. But currently, as I'm recording this video, this is my favourite coaster, and the reasons I've stated in this video, account for that. So therefore, now that I've told you all about the Swarm and my thoughts on it, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to leave a like and consider subscribing for more content. And also remember to join my Discord server. It's the first link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.